Welcome to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jared Parker.
Daniel Horne.
Andy Horne, we're from Stonehead.
Jeff Rappaport.
Matt Givens.
I'm Creoni.
Again?
Yes.
More?
No.
Or are you pregnant this
No,
time?
it's
now you're
my
actually
baby.
giving birth.
It's my baby, yeah.
It's not mine.
It's
Not this
that
time.
damn party of yours.
Yeah.
And he's made up his mind. He's
We were not in the sauna. We were not together in the sauna, I
I
swear.
was in the sauna.
He's going
Yeah,
to keep
everybody was
his
asleep.
baby. All right.
So in the news, Entrails
No.
Ripped from a...
Oh yeah.
are releasing their third album, Raging Death,
I missed the first two songs.
on May 13th in Europe, as on vinyl, and as a limited digi-CD with a bonus CD and a jewel case. In America, May 14th, we just get a normal CD.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
take your CD and be happy
Yeah.
with anything at all.
Again on the back burner.
All you
Yes.
Americans just download everything anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true.
Really? We just bought the hit
Overseas.
anyway, so just give us the song that everybody wants.
So thoughts on
It's
Entrails?
called Raging
Loved it.
Death. That's the album.
Raging Death.
Brutal,
Yeah.
right?
Very
Raw, brutal.
Sweetity kind of death metal.
I said it was the Soulfly version of death metal.
Kind of.
You know, because it's very powerful, yet fast. Tempo's there. I was happy. I can't wait to hear it, really.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
May 14th, assholes.
Yeah.
Way to make us wait in Trails.
An extra day. Well, they get the vinyl and the digi-CD and the jewel case and the bonus.
And the band coming to their houses to perform.
Yeah.
They're gonna go and perform at everybody in Europe's house before it goes out in America. That's what I heard.
So I wrote total early entomb grave dismember
Absolutely.
worship,
Absolutely.
and doing a kick-ass job of it.
Yeah,
I thought so.
I liked it.
I always loved the down-tuned old. That's like the down-tuned old school death metal sound.
Yeah.
And they
Dig it.
do it perfectly.
Yes.
I think so.
And I was surprised I had never heard of them before.
I put
it was
good
nice
workout
surprise.
music.
Yeah.
I wrote that, yeah. Good workout music, because I felt a little pumped.
I liked their logo too. It was very fancy, very like.
It wasn't like
It wasn't
a
like
pile
gore,
of sticks.
Yeah, it wasn't a pile of sticks, and it wasn't like gore centric either. It was like
I was reading the interview with
Fancy.
one guy, and he said, like they were saying what the album's gonna be like, and he said it's a bunch of stenchy death right in your face.
Yeah.
Like blabbermouth.net or whatever. So I guess that's a good thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stenchy death in your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Stinky Death.
That's
It's
actually,
not like that fart right before you have to poop.
Yeah.
You know, that's like,
Oh.
whoa, that's like the preview. It's like, okay,
That's like the
time to get the renews it.
So when you guys hear something like
all
that,
wild.
what's
And
it
baby wipes.
what's it like for you guys to hear something like that? Like, 'cause you're not used to hearing music like that. What does something like that sound like to you?
Well, we play in detune stuff too, so I really, I like the detune guitars. I just
Okay.
like the real sludgy kind of sound. I love that. I'm not a fan of their music per se, but like just something about the sludgy, just
That down-tuned guitar sounds badass,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
It adds such an attitude.
it
yeah.
does. Well, what happened was, I guess, when was it, the late 80s that the Swedish death metal came out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like late 80s, early
Early '90s more, yeah.
Yeah, very late 80s, early 90s, the Swedish came up with that sound where they were playing all like that down-tuned,
It was them and Dismember.
very fuzzy, like, a lot of them sound very similar, but all in that style. Like, you immediately go, Swedish death metal. Like, you knew right away. It was like a very distinct sound, and that's what these guys are doing. Like, like Entomb, Grave, and Dismember, you want to check out those bands. Unleashed is another good example.
At least we're kind of blackened a little bit. Though.
Yeah, but
it's
that,
similar
if
sound.
you want to ever hear that, that's what they're coming off of.
I don't know. My initial reaction always to that death metal kind of stuff is, to me, I don't listen to it. To me, it's not even. To me, it's not more of like it's not really like on a song basis. To me, it's almost more like a sound. To me,
Yeah.
death metal. Like there's not actually, no one's actually like
Yeah, there's
paying
no hit
attention to
singles
the
for one.
yeah the song. It's more like you just. It's all to a degree of like more or less of the death metal sound that it goes for.
It's fair. That's reasonable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say.
I mean, there's definitely songs,
Yeah.
but it's an attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like an attitude, and it's
Where the Slime Lives is a song.
yeah. You remember that song? Where the Slime Lives? By Morgan Angel? Yeah.
Just makes you think, cause like, that stuff's so heavy and it's detuned and stuff. But like, if you listen to Metallica, they're all like standard E and they're heavy.
Yeah.
It's like,
It all comes down to engineering too. You know, I mean, you could sound great or you could sound bad depending on how you're engineered.
True.
The thing with death metal is if you're trying to get into it, like we're trying to, like for you guys, if you're trying to hear it for like the first time, you really need somebody like us to tell you like some bands to check out because there's so many shitty death metal.
Oh
Yes.
my, yeah.
Like,
I was in a couple.
Yeah, to find like the good ones, it's like you're picking like finding a 4-leaf clover in a patch. I mean, there's a lot of really good death metal bands, but there's 200,000 times more bad death metal bands.
What would you say distinguishes a good from a bad death metal band?
I guess you'll know when you hear
For
it.
me, I
guess,
can't.
yeah.
For me, I can't really ever.
Time signature.
Yeah.
How smooth they sound doing it. How confident they sound doing it. I would say how they color. Like drummers, you recognize a good fill pattern. You know that guy had an absolute vision. You know, confidence, any kind of confidence, I would say. Any kind of confidence in any art form, I would say, would separate good from bad.
Even
you
bell
know?
tickling.
You know?
Some of those guys are some of the best musicians in metal. You hear them, so like they're doing things that you can't even imagine. Like there's no way that a lot of bands would be able to touch what they're doing. Like they're such unique things and sounds and
I'm not too into fast. I'm into technique.
yeah.
I like something to be pulled off clean or cool. Not necessarily like, you know, every death metal band and is like you have to be the fastest, heaviest thing. I don't necessarily feel that way. I think that, you know, you can play as long as you're playing confident. You know, make it look good. I don't know, just like
So let them see you sweat.
I'm definitely
That
agree.
was
I'm not all about the blast beats. I mean, I like a couple blast beats here and there.
I
but-
like it to color a riff, not to be the riff.
Right. I don't like songs that are just like that's it.
Yeah.
A blast beat through the entire thing. That to me, that's when you start verging. It doesn't become music anymore. It starts just becoming noise.
well, when you listen to death metal, what is your ear attracted to most? Like the vocals, the drums? Because in those mixes, the drums are set
like the vocals.
real high up. So
Yeah,
it's
the
kind of
drums are like
drums
the
that-
feature.
Are you a guitar?
Syncopation.
Depends.
It depends.
Syncopation,
I guess
right?
it depends on really what who the band is too, though, because some things stand out more than others. Some bands have really good vocals, like Obituary.
Yeah.
Like love the way that guy
Sorry.
sounds. I mean, he's got this like totally unique sound. I mean,
I really don't care.
you'll hear some death metal vocals that are just like so.
Awful.
Yeah, there's some that are awful, and there's some that are so unique that you automatically know. Like a lot of times you're like, oh, it's just a guy growling. Then you hear guys that has it's a specific growl. Like you know, it's like the Morbid Angel, same thing. It's
Yeah.
like you know that guy or David Vincent right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know they have their own sound.
I think
John Gallagher.
for
Yeah.
us, like we don't really, we've never really been into that like at all. It's interesting to kind of hear a different perspective because we would never, you know, we don't ever kind of get to see the kind of insight into what makes it tick or what makes people who like death metal tick better.
Yeah, it's all about coming in slowly. I think you got like for death metal, you gotta work your way in there.
Here,
Yeah, you know, I kind of, it's interesting because
You can't just jump in.
I definitely didn't get into death metal right away. Like at first I was wondering, why do I have to do that? Let's get what?
Yeah.
But, you know, I just, later on, like in my, when I was probably about you guys' age, you know, I really liked violins, and there was a lot of, like, doomy bands, like My Dying Bride,
Yeah.
that would have violins in the songs, but they also had the growling vocals. So I kind of got used to it,
Self-crossed?
sort of, from, you know, because I was listening to it for what was going on with the music and the violins and stuff. Yeah, Silver Frost, another good example.
Yeah.
So I just kind of got used to the growl, I guess, and then I would check
Believer?
out death metal. Yeah, well, he almost had a death metal voice. His voice was really
Yeah, they were.
And after a while, you get ones that you like a John Tardy from Obituary. I just love his vocals.
You'll know it when you hear it. You know what I mean?
I
Or
think
maybe
it has
you
a
won't.
classical.
You know.
I think that death metal is the music that's closer to classical music, if anything.
Especially
You know,
the technical ones,
it's
yeah.
orchestrated. There's, you know,
Because
not
they don't always
only-
have a verse, chorus.
yeah, and do the trem picking and the note you know, the high to low that they do is exactly what you would hear in, you know, your classical music, you know, and those guys never got recognition until they were dead.
Yeah.
Do you,
You know,
listen, do you listen to any classical music?
You know, back in the day, yeah. Now, it's not something I have in my iPod.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts on Entrails?
I
The
like
history
it.
of death metal.
I wish that you would release the album sooner here.
Yes.
But I will probably pick it up if I can find a physical copy, which is becoming increasingly harder nowadays. But what do you want?
All right.
So we'll get Frank to download it for us.
Entrails, 14th.
Frank it up.
Out trails.
Entrails out.